I get quite a lot of people asking me how to create metal art that sells. So in this video, I'm going to show you over the shoulder how I'm designing metal art and just guide you on a few different tips and tricks to help you create these designs that do go on to sell. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so firstly, we want to make sure that we're actually creating a design that's already selling out there in the marketplace or something similar that you can put out there that has a good chance of selling. So in Amazon, what I've done is just search for Christian metal art. And what I'm looking for here are the designs that have got quite a few reviews on them. So we've got this one here with 345 reviews. I'm going to screenshot that. I want to see similarities in design styles. That's quite important. You can see these ones here. They're all text, obviously all touching in terms of all the different pieces that are on that design. They touch, so nothing falls away. We've come through. What else? We've got this one with God, all things are possible. That's an interesting one as well with the cursive. And then you've got the text down the bottom on the line. So I'm going to take a snapshot of that one as well. So what you want to do is get a bit of an archive of all the different designs that you've done in your research and found that have sold. So you've got something to pull on without having to recreate something from scratch. Like trying to create something without inspiration is quite difficult. So if you can pull on something like, even if you're not using the same phrasing, which we're not going to, I've got another phrase in mind that I've seen doing quite well, but the layout is what we're going for, the use of the font pairings, that kind of thing, whether it's positive cut or negative cut. So these are positive cuts. A negative cut is what you're seeing here with Philippians down the bottom here. That's a negative cut. So we're just seeing what is working. And from that, we get to work with our own. So I'm just going to have a bit more of a look, see what else is here. But they're all pretty similar in terms of the style that is connecting, which is quite cool. Let's get into designing. And it's super, super simple. So I'm just going to put the blank pages in there. We want to make sure this canvas size is 3600 by 3600 pixels. That's the size of the metal art requirements on T-Launch where we go to upload it. So I'm just bringing in those screenshots. So I've got them here for easy reference. So we can see that these two are the same, and so is that. So now what I want to do is go and see what phrase we are going to use for ourselves for this Christian metal art. So another tool I'm using is Spy Pro. So I'm just coming over here. You don't need to use this. You can just do a Google search and go on Etsy and Amazon bestsellers to see what phrases are doing well. Christian. Okay, so if there's hundreds of thousands of reactions on there, it's a phrase that connects. Even though some of these are quite old, those phrases will still do quite well. So the one that I was thinking of is this: give it to God and go to sleep. This is us, a little bit of crazy and a bit loud and a whole lot of love. That's pretty cool. But we're going to do this one: give it to God and go to sleep. Okay, so let's go back to Canva. So now let's get designing. Gotta find a font that's going to work for this. So we're going to be mindful of here is the letter spacing. So you can see here how it's overrun. So if we just change that. So obviously there's a disconnect between the G and the IVE here. So I'm just going to cut that out. Cool. So I think God here, God and 2, that's disconnected. So we want to make sure that we connect that up and move that up, give it more support, and put a little cross in here. where it'll connect everything. So I'm just cutting out God from that sentence there as well. And you'll see why in a second. Now we need to make that a little bit tighter. There you go. Cool. Now let's get across. Just straight up. I think this one at the top left there is going to be the best one. Yep, that works. Go ahead and go to sleep, and then we need to make sure the P is connected as well. I might just see if I can space this a bit closer together. No. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just going to put a line through the middle of that. There we go. Give it a God and go to sleep. So what we're going to need to do now is we want to make sure that it is indeed connected. So we're going to download that. So this is all a positive cut. So that's where the words are actually cut from the steel and the words are what's left. So page 3. Now what we need to do is go into T-Launch. Push in T-Launch, come down to Wall Art or Wall Art. Die cut metal signs. Upload your file, and it's going to tell us if there is any spots that do not connect. And we can see here that it's letting us know that the GOT ain't got no connection. All right, so back to the drawing board. We can see that. So I'm just going to bring that in even more. T-Launch. Refresh this bad boy. Upload again. Come on. There we go. Everything connects. That's fantastic. Accept it. So there you can select all your colors, all the different sizes as well. So I'm just going to turn all these off for now, just purely because I want to show you what it looks like. Go through, name it. So what's this going to be? Give it to God and go to sleep. Don't need to hold orders. Set your pricing and then go create. And now what T-Launch is going to do is they're going to create the mock-ups in the background. So it may take up to 5 minutes for those to come through. So if we go over there now, you can see that it's actually working on them. Now, while T-Launch is creating those mock-ups, what we can do is come over to Pexels. You can do anything like these stock photography websites to find blank walls, but Pexels, it's all free. So if we come through here, I've just searched for house wall blank. Try different searches too. It'll throw up different results. So what I want to do is find something that is going to work for me. So it's something like this. So if we can just get it a bit more centered would be good, like this one. That's good. So I'm going to download that, and then we'll take that back over to Canva, add a page here. Cool. Now back on T-Launch, we can get those mock-ups. So they've created some for us, which are fine. Like these are perfectly fine, and they can sell for us. Like that looks really, really neat. What's this other one? Above the bed head. That looks great too. But if we take this one, this is a transparent PNG that we can use for our own mock-up. So I'm just going to download that. The reason I'm using this mock-up is because it's got the powder coat texture on top. So if we can bring that in, we'll give it a shadow, just a drop. There we go. And there we've got our own mock-up. Now, I would probably spend a bit more time to find better wall examples because it's just going to perform better in the Etsy search results, or if you're running paid marketing to it. But that is a positive cut piece of metal wall art. And what I wanted to show you now is how to create a negative cut using Canva as well. Now, if you'd love my personal guidance and the step-by-step roadmap to creating a $5,000 to $10,000 per month print-on-demand business in as little as 2 hours a day, so you can create that time freedom and financial independence, then make sure you check out PodHacks, my coaching program. You can click it with the first link in the description below. There, watch the quick training. And if you love the sound of it, make sure you book a call with my team and I'll have a chat to you over there. When you're creating these designs as well, it's a good idea to batch them. So when you're in that design mode, it's so much easier to continually pump them out than to have to go away, upload, run the ads or optimize it, whatever you're doing, or go and make dinner and then come back to it. It won't happen. So you're better off to get 4 or 5 ideas that you want to design, sit down and bust them out. If you can do that, you're going to be building really strong habits to be able to find products and, most importantly, get them launched where people can actually buy them. A lot of people miss that step. So here I've got an example of a piece that I've created, Moto Dad, like a regular dad, only cooler. So this is a new design style that I came up with recently, which I thought was pretty cool. I hadn't seen anything like it. No, I don't think so. So I'm just going to create something else, but I'll do it for biker dads. Okay, so in here, now, the good thing about using Canva, it actually gives you a stencil option at the top here. You scroll along. Cool. So we've got all these ones as well, but also over on Creative Fabrica. So if you don't find anything you like on Canva, then come over here and check it out. Now, this cursive style stuff is really, really quite cool. And that adds a different dimension to metal art again. And the fact that we're seeing designs like this selling, it's a good indication that you can put all sorts of different phrases that you've found on t-shirts that have sold really well onto metal art that can do well as well. So I'm happy with the fonts that I've got in Canva. So I'm just showing you this out of interest. But coming back, Biker Dad. So sweet, Biker Dad. So the stars sort of represent American as well as, you see them quite a bit in the biker designs as well. So that's why I'm putting them on there. And also, they serve as mounting holes too. So once they're cut out, they can put a nail in each one of the tops of those stars and it'll hang just fine. Elements, motorbike. And the trick here is to get one that's similar to the niche that you're trying to create for. With your bikes, you want a bike style that's recognizable, but we need to put things on top of it just to break up the silhouette, so we can't be pinged for trademark. Now, it is a grey area, and I suggest you tread with caution with using any vehicles of any sort, because you don't want to run into any trouble. So this is probably a bit too simple, typically, for what I do, but just for illustration purposes, I'll use it. Just going to copy that banner, bring it down here. I'm going to search for Dad's silhouette. So to make this work, I think I'm going to have to put another support over here somehow. And I think what's going to work for that is a tree. It looks cool. I actually quite like that. what we have to do is before we upload that, we're going to have to cut these right back because we don't want any sharp edges on this metal art either, because we could end up in trouble and injuring our customers. And we don't want that. Real people are buying these products. We want to make them happy. What was the other design that we just did? Like a regular dad. There you go. We can make it bigger that way. So if we use the little a and the big A, we can just change that. Well, sometimes we can change that. So if I had it written like that initially and click that, that would have changed it for me. But I did capitals the first time. There we go. Cool, cool. So we need some other design elements in here on this side. So what should we put over in this little part over here? Don't want another big star. A checkered flag doesn't really make sense. Sweet, that's a really cool design. So what we need to do now is download that transparent PNG. And what we're going to see is that there's a lot of white space that's not deleted. So if we're using, or if we're going to use Canva, we're going to need to get rid of that. It's very hard to talk and work at the same time, I find. Okay, so photo P, now we're going to drop that image in. There we go. So what we can see there is unless we cut that out, we're not going to have a design with words on it. It's just going to be one big black panel, top and bottom. So over here on the left, we've got the wand tool. So we can go through and select it like that and select one bit at a time. The problem is it's very slow. So what I want to do is come up to this top left here, and where we've got the unite circles, we're going to click that. And now when we click those white spaces, it's going to select everything. The other thing you can do is select color range, and that's going to do the same thing. So just deleting those ones out. Now what we need to do as well is get rid of these sharp edges on all these branches. I mean, it looks good, but we don't want to hurt anyone. There we go. We've got a design that's ready to upload. So that text is known as negative cut. Once you're happy, file, export as PNG. Save. Then we come back over to T-Launch again, and we want to make sure that we can upload it. we go. Cool. All pieces connect. Fantastic. Accept. Cool. Again, select your colors, your sizes. Back over here. What we want to do is go next, and then we're going to click hold orders, because that allows you then update the artwork with the customer's details. Now you can use that artwork mock-up, that clear PNG like I showed you earlier, to create your own mock-ups that are going to help you stand out as well. So there it is. Now, I hope that helped. And if you want to learn how you can automatically personalize those metal art orders when they're coming in, make sure you watch this video next. Good on you.